Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, we're learning new details in a state police-involved shooting that happened late last night. A full report on the investigation of that is coming right up.
Plus, a string of car burglaries has Lexington police investigating this morning. We'll have the details on their investigation in a few minutes.
And Lexington's, the Centerpoint developers say that they won't have to take the city to court. They're hoping not to do that over the future of the project. We'll have that story and more coming up on WKYT this morning.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you. It's so nice to have you with us. It's Tuesday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Wow, that just snuck up on us. Yeah. This is actually a significant day for me. It's Cinco de Mayo, and it's when I met my husband, very first time. And it was actually Derby de Mayo, which was, you know, Kentucky Derby and Cinco de Mayo on the same day.
Well, what about that?
So that's the significance, in case you're interested, a delve into my personal life. But hey, it's good weather.
It's
so that's
a good thing to do that occasionally.
Yes, isn't it?
Let's check in with weather this morning. Meteorologist Micah Harris is back after having some voice issues with all the pollen and so forth. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you guys too. Yeah, it's significant for me today. It's because this is the time I met my first cheese dip. So I'm pretty excited about it, and I still am in love with cheese dip. First Alert Defender Live Radar. There is your clean sweep. Guys, we're going to have this clean sweep for quite some time. I just don't see a great chance of rain in the forecast. Temperatures will be the story. We're in the 60s this morning, some 50s here and there. It feels phenomenal. 82 degrees by the afternoon. Here's that summer feel, and it gets even hotter. Notice I didn't say warmer, hotter from here on out, and I'll show you that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, easy on the high notes. Thank you, Micah. Let's get to the news now.
His first love was cheese dip. I liked that. It was a good one. Very quick. All right, we're learning more information this morning about an officer-involved shooting. This is happening in Wolfe County.
Kentucky State Police say they were trying to get a man to put his gun away when he fired at officers. WKYT's Victor Puente is at our live desk with the latest on that this morning. Victor, what can you tell us at this point?
Well, within the last half hour, we've learned the name of the man shot by police, as well as the charges he's now facing. Kentucky State Police say this started around 9:30 Monday night. They were called to Kentucky 715 in the Pine Ridge area for an armed man. They say when they got there, 39-year-old Matthew Preston confronted them holding a handgun. That's when shots were fired and Preston was hit. Police say he was shot after he fired at troopers.
They spoke with the gentleman for a brief period of time, trying to get him to drop his weapon. At that time, the perpetrator fired a shot towards the troopers.
They say Preston's injuries are non-life-threatening. He was transported to Kentucky River Medical Center in Jackson before being airlifted to UK Hospital. Once he's out of the hospital, he'll be taken to jail. He's facing 2 charges of attempted murder of a police officer. Police tell us no troopers were injured during the shooting. At the live desk, Victor Puente, WKYT.
All right, Victor, thank you. We'll continue to follow that story through the morning. And new this morning, Lexington police are investigating a rash of car break-ins that have happened overnight.
Officers say more than a dozen cars were burglarized in a corridor between Tates Creek Road and Lansdowne Drive. WKYT's Mark Barber is at the scene this morning with the very latest on this. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Rebecca and Bill. Investigators say so far the burglars have hit up to 15 cars in that area between Tates Creek and Lansdowne here on Reading Road. Now, investigators tell us that this first call came in around 2:30 this morning. That's when police say someone who lives in the Breckenridge apartments on Reading Road saw 2 young men ducking between cars in the parking lot. According to officers, some of the cars that were hit by the burglars may have already been unlocked. Police tell us they are still checking to see if anything was stolen. Investigators tell us they don't have a detailed description of the men behind this rash of burglaries yet. Now, police say that the car crooks were last seen on foot here in the Breckenridge apartments. I'm told officers are still searching for them. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. 3 people are now behind bars after a Canadian man was shot dead in Louisville.
Metro Police say 49-year-old Scott Hunter and his friend were walking back to their hotel room over the weekend when 3 people approached them. They say there was some kind of struggle and Hunter was shot.
Seems to be a random act as far as they were just looking for people to rob. So it's something that we don't see a lot of, or something a little different than we normally see.
Well, less than 24 hours later, police arrested Tyrone Thomas, Fahed Abu Diab, and Fatima Abu Diab. All 3 have been charged with murder. Police think the 3 are also behind some of the robberies that happened before the shooting. Well, state police say they were forced to shoot a man who threatened them with a gun. Troopers say Michael Asher died after the shooting in the Chavez community in Perry County. They say a town constable heard shots coming from a camper and called police. When police got there, they say Asher was yelling at them and refused to talk. When they went to his door, they say Asher pointed a gun at them and was shot.
The developer of Lexington's Centerpoint project says he hopes that disagreements between his firm and the city don't have to come to some sort of legal action. This comes after the city demanded that Centerpoint fill in the dugout pit. City council members believe work on a building project there has been going too slowly. The Centerpoint developer's representative, Richard Getty, says projects of this magnitude, though, take time.
This $180 million, $200 million project, you don't get one bank or one financing entity to finance the whole project. You get it financed different segments.
Getty says the developer has no desire to litigate because it would slow this project down.
A man was arrested for threatening to kill President Obama. That's according to Richmond police, who were first called out to a park Sunday night for a report of a man exposing himself. The man was identified as 35-year-old Billy McGee. Police say McGee appeared to be intoxicated and had marijuana on him. They also say he threatened to kill a park security officer, a police officer, and the president. Police charged McKee with terroristic threatening, indecent exposure, and public intoxication. Let's see what's happening out on the roads this morning. Not hearing of any problems necessarily.
Live drive traffic at 506 and a look right now at Nicholasville Road there at Shady Lane. And it's certainly quiet there. No reports of any early issues this morning. We'll keep you informed as we go through the day. We do know that we have various projects here and there are going on, including on Man of War, where they continue to do that work in the Beaver Creek area and there around Alumni Drive and so forth. So keep that one in mind. Otherwise, you should be pretty good to go today. And a nice day out there. WKYT this morning, just getting started.
When we come back, it's a day for big celebrations in big business. Why Cinco de Mayo rakes in the cash coming up.
And we're looking at those temperatures because that is our main weather story. As we slide throughout the next few days, we get really warm, still plenty of sunshine too. Have your latest forecast coming up.